we may. Oh, um,
Are we live and we're just trying to?
Looks like it. All right, yeah, we're live over there. There's probably a major echo. So make sure your volume.
Off.
All right.
Okay, my volume's off. No, I should be able to bring them in.
You need you need to mute. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Hey guys.
All right. We have y'all in here. Well, hello, Disney connections and fellow Disney freaks. This is going to be a very interesting stream. We are super excited to be here today. So,
you look less choppy.
I mean,
on Melanie's.
Everyone on the iPad.
That's looking pretty good over there. Leslie, can you hear? Okay, so you still, I don't know, maybe still broken up over there. Lauren, are you here?
I am here. Can you hear me?
I am here. I can.
Good.
Yeah. Okay.
What if we take you out from there and us in from here?
That's what I was just going to say. But then it's on this camera.
It doesn't matter. Let's just get going here. Okay, unmute from there.
Yeah, Melanie's camera looks better. Yeah, that's much better.
Okay. Yes.
Oh, but we can't hear you now.
Okay, now can you hear us?
Yeah, now we can hear it.
Yay! Okay.
All right. All right. Well,
So
improvise.
the fancy $1,000 camera isn't working, but my iPad is working.
No, it's the crappy $200 computer that's not working.
Oh.
Along with possibly the internet in this hotel. All right.
I'm gonna have to hold it because. Wait, where's the camera? Oh.
Probably right here. There it is.
Okay.
Okay. Well, hey, welcome in, Leslie. We missed you last week. And I'm missing some voice. We're still having some audio issues. We're going to try to see if this will work itself out. But right down there, whoop, we got Lauren from Castles, Capes, and Clones. What's up, Lauren?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going great. Yeah, so if you were here on Saturday or here last week, you know that this week we are traveling west. We're headed west. So we are going to go hang out with our friends over in Palm Springs, and then
Disneyland.
Yep, we're going to head into the park on the 29th. So if you happen to be in California, what do you want to do?
Just pause. I want this to stand upright, so I don't have to hold it.
Oh. Okay.
I need something to make this stand up.
Alrighty.
Or we could just, I could hold it, but then it's going to be shaking, and that's not fun for people to watch. What's this? I don't know what this is. Is that a pew-pew?
No.
Oh, okay. It almost works. What about the lamp? Ooh.
Well, for anybody who's in here right now,
There.
Thanks for being here.
Okay.
All right.
There you go. There you go.
All right. Well, so we are headed over west. We're going to go to Disneyland on the 29th. So a week from today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty excited.
We have a hopper pass, so we're going to try to get into Adventures, but we don't know.
We'll see. So, hey, welcome in Adventures by D. Welcome in, Disney Dynamics. Hello. And Chrissy Jones, welcome in tonight.
Oh, Adventure Buddy thinks we cleaned. We didn't. This is a hotel room. We didn't clean our stuff out.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so anyway. Crazy. Improvise, adapt, overcome.
Everybody left. They're like, I'm not dealing with this.
That's cool. Hey, if you happen to be in here, Facebook, you can head over to YouTube, or if you're in here, YouTube, make sure you smash the like button, share this out with your friends, because we are going to we're going to talk about Loki episode 2. Episode 2.
Yay.
So here is your disclaimer. We will be having spoilers. So spoilers are coming. I don't know if we're going to hear Leslie's perspective.
She could always type
she
in the
might
chat.
have to type in the chat. Yeah. Whew. Well, anyway, where are we going?
Episode 2 was crazy, and I was super confused through the whole thing. Like I normally am. Like I felt like I had a good handle on the first episode about halfway through after things were explained, but then we watched episode 2 and I was back to not understanding what was happening at all.
Yeah, back up just a second. So we watched episode 2. Somebody went to bed a little early. Then we watched episode 2 again, episode 1 and 2. So we rewatched and watched a few times this week. So
And I'm still confused.
still confused. All right. Well, anyway, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to hear you, Leslie, but we'll get around to you. So, Lauren, what was your overall takeaway? Lesson 2, episode 2 this week.
I really enjoyed it. I totally get why you were confused, because there was a lot of like concepts and things that they explained, but it was really sometimes hard to get through. I even had to ask my cousin what did some of these things mean.
Yeah.
But overall, like, I got it now. I got it, and I really enjoyed it. I watched it. I did the same thing where I watch it again, and then I watch episodes 1 and 2.
Good. Well, hopefully you can explain them to me then.
All right.
Leslie,
Yeah,
I don't know if
ask
we'll be able to
questions.
hear you, but you might try. I know you can hear us, so I'm gonna give you. Nope. Oh,
It's like so sad because we can hear just
you
little
need like
bits
a
of you.
whiteboard. If you had a whiteboard,
Yeah,
and you could draw.
Charades.
yeah, draw
Sounds like a movie.
Pictionary. Yeah, do it all in
Yeah.
charades.
Loki episode 2 in charades.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, try the headphones. Yeah. See.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try that.
Yeah. So I don't typically watch, the episodes more than once, but as you know, last week I was in Dallas, and so I didn't get to watch with the family. And actually, Trace watched without us because I was in Dallas. He just kind of went ahead and said, well, I'm gonna go ahead and watch it since y'all aren't here. And then then when I got home, we tried to sit down and watch it. That's when she went to sleep, and so Trace and I finished it. That was times 2 for him and my first one. Then the next day she watches, and we got through it a second time. I wouldn't say that I was completely confused,
Mhm.
other than I think there wasn't a lot of explanation in what was happening. Can we hear you now, Leslie? Ooh.
That's a little bit better.
Let me keep working.
Ooh.
Oh, it's getting way
Yes.
better.
Okay, is that better? You guys hear
Yeah.
me?
Yeah,
Amazing.
there we
We are
go.
so glad that you're here tonight. Leslie through the looking glass right up there. All right. So since you weren't here last week on stream with us, kind of just give me an overall. Oh, did she free? Oh no, she's still there. So give me an overall of what do you think so far after 2 episodes?
So I'm super interested. As you know,
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Froze.
I got it. It was super interesting. Okay.
and I loved the first episode of the
There we
Senate,
go.
and I thought this episode was super. But same thing. For me, it's good piece of equipment, but I think it's just a bigger what's to come. Trying to be patient. And I thought the ending was such a cliffhanger that we did go.
Right. I mean, we'll definitely get to that in just a little bit. So we talked last week. Loki's kind of like the new Cap, right? Well, I mean, the old Cap, Agent. What's his
U.S.
name?
agent.
U.S. Agent,
Mhm.
right? He's kind of that same. You want to like him.
I don't think it's anything like U.S. agent, but okay.
Well, I mean that same kind of feel. Like I want to like Loki.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
I want to like him.
I do want to like him. I feel sorry for him, and they make me feel. They make me empathize with him, which I don't know how the writers are able to do that, but they do it, and then I get disappointed time and time again, which is probably exactly what they want.
Yeah,
Right.
I think that's exactly what they want you to do.
Right. I mean, they're manipulating our emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What?
Nicholas. He said,
Oh.
Loki is elite. I can't put your comments on the screen because I'm on my iPad tonight. So otherwise I would totally. But it says, Loki is in a league of his own. I love him. I am Loki. People want to like me, but they can't. I relate.
Well, I mean, that's kind of, he does just enough good stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. I think that he wants to be good at sometimes. Like, why does he cry? Like, he tears up when he's all by himself. There's no show he's putting on for anyone.
Right.
He's literally all by himself, like tearing up. He has feelings.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
What do you think, Lauren? Take it away.
I mean, I definitely think that he has feelings. He tries to, he's like one of those people who's very guarded. And he does not show his emotions because I think he finds it as a sign of weakness. And that's why when he's alone, we do see him because he doesn't have to put up those shields as he does. And I just think that he's a great villain. I mean, like, he's like Thanos, where you really, you get him, even though you don't, you don't agree with him. And that's the thing that I like about Loki is the fact that I can sympathize with him without having to agree with him or be on his side per se. But it just makes for me a more complex and interesting villain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I totally agree. I want to welcome in, if we haven't yet, David. David's in the house, Coaster Crazy. And I didn't officially say hi, but hi, Merch. Good to see you. Glad you're here tonight. Just Jesse's in the house as well.
Disney Dynamics.
I already said hello to Chris.
Chris is modding for us so
Yeah.
that he doesn't have a mod little wrench next to his name.
Uh-oh.
And he's not officially. It's not like I asked him to, but he's doing a good job of it. So I would love it. I just can't put. I
Can't figure it out?
I can't give you the wrench for some reason tonight.
So sorry. So sorry.
It's my iPad.
Yeah, so, you know, in episode 2, we start to see Loki working right along, and I, what's Owen Wilson's character's name? Mobius, right? I knew it started with an M. You think I'd know it after watching it 3 times? But you know, he's working right alongside of him, and they're almost like a Starsky and Hutch. I mean, you know, they're like partners. They're crime solvers. You know, I don't know.
Well, and I think that he kind of enjoys doing that. I mean, when they give him the jacket, he puts it on. You can see in his face, he's like, I'm belonging here for right now.
Yeah.
But he always has that alternative motive going in the back, too. Like, how is this going to get me to my goal?
Right? Right? And I mean, we think we know what the goal is, right?
We don't.
Leslie, what do you think Loki's end game is here?
I don't think we know. I don't think that's the end. I think that's what he wants. Mobius to.
Okay, so I think I got what there was a couple breaks there, but you're saying that Loki wants Mobius to think that his end game is to get to the alien creature guy timekeepers, right? Yeah. I was kind of thinking that too, because it's kind of like they threw that right out there in our face real quick, you know, and there's got to be something else. Lauren?
Yep. I think that I think his end game, gosh, you know, it's so hard because I think that at the end of the day, he's gonna DB Cooper it again, where he kind of, I mean, DB Cooper didn't save the day, but he kind of, I think, saves the day and then jets off, and you know, they don't find him. You know what I mean? I think that's going to be what he's going to do. But you know, we're on for the ride as to where, you know, like at the end, what does it mean for him to have stepped through that portal?
Right.
We don't know.
Right.
And there's only 4 episodes left.
There's only
Yeah.
It's going to be another one of those short seasons.
Yeah, I know. God.
You know.
Yeah. Well, and then at one point, I don't know if it was the beginning of 2 or the end of 1, I was thinking, I don't even think the timekeepers really exist. Like, someone else is pulling, like, doing this.
What do y'all think on that? Because I had kind of the same feeling, is that are those 3 alien timekeepers, are they real? Are they really out there, or is there, you know, is there a different man behind the curtain? Is there a different Oz?
Yeah. Mert says, I think his end game is realizing that those gods are the mecca of taking control, so that'll be his mission. Well, he really wants to be in control of everything.
Right. I mean, that's never been a secret.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a comic book person, I believe that they are real because in the comics they are real. There are people who govern the sacred timeline, and so I think that, you know, it's again, we're being hit with these abstract constructs that are really something from a comic book, and they're trying to get people who watch the live action universe to understand it. And I think people will by the end of the season. But yeah, I definitely, for me, they exist.
Hmm. Oh, apparently Chris does have a wrench.
Yeah.
I just can't see it on my iPad. Oh, good. Okay. So wait, I read something about them being stuck. Oh, just Jesse said, I had the thought that they were stuck in those stones behind the one lady because doesn't she get a new one? Doesn't he walk in and go, is that new or something? The stone guy behind the judge.
Oh,
Yeah.
he did say something. I don't remember what. I mean, oh my goodness gracious.
I know, we
I gotta-
watched
I gotta
it
start
several
taking
times
notes.
and we do have to take notes. And then David said, there's definitely a man behind the curtain, but I think he will stay behind the curtain. It's a character that would be introduced in a film. And Chrissy was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, you think the judge is behind all this and she's like capturing the timekeepers? Not really. She's just like, she always says they can't be bothered or they're working or whatnot, but she's like, maybe she's bad.
Oh, maybe.
I was happy she had more parts in episode 2 though.
I thought that was funny because last week she's like, I really like the judge. I don't know why I like the judge, but I really
Yeah.
like the judge, and I hope they bring her back. In episode 2, it seems like she has a pretty significant part. It's not. She's not just the judge. It sounds like
No.
she's like the.
She seems to be in charge.
She seems to be in charge.
And she's got some kind of sword.
Mm-hmm.
She grabbed. You know, she actually, in the comics, she is the girlfriend of Kang the Conqueror, who's a time traveling villain that will make his first appearance in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. And so it's going to be interesting to see if they continue continuity. But in the comics, that's who she is.
Okay. Yeah, maybe they'll on the very last episode tell us who the timekeepers are, is what Mertz was saying. Like they're going to keep it a secret until the very last moment.
Right, and then bring them back. I mean, if they're connected to Ant-Man and the Wasp, there is another Ant-Man and the Wasp, I think, in the making.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
Yeah, so. Oh, Leslie?
So, Mark's first theory, I'm not going to say this till I don't find anything. But Mark's theory where you're actually in the quantum realm during, and that's what
Did you catch that?
Nope. Mark's theory.
So,
Dynamic said it. You sounded better when you had both earbuds in.
Something about Ant-Man and the Wasp.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
that better? Can you guys hear?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Mark heard a theory on one of the like podcast things after it aired that theory of actually in the quantum that is actually because at one point they said differently that light when they come out of the quantum that
How did that go?
I didn't get it.
It sounded like you had a pretty good idea there.
I know.
just
I
didn't
want.
catch it all.
I can't really.
I know. I really want to hear it.
I do
but
want to say what's up to here for a moment. Who is here for hopefully more than a moment?
It's like a puzzle.
It's definitely a puzzle.
We're filling in the place.
Mert says right on a marker board. That's what I was saying earlier. Oh, she bounced out
no.
trying to get a better
She's gonna
connection.
try to fix it. What? Okay.
Yeah.
David said, "That's what I was talking about. They may talk about Kang, but I don't think they'll introduce him in the Disney Plus show." Yeah. So it auto-corrected to kangaroo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kang is supposed to be in the Ant-Man movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, and I cannot believe An offshoot here. I'm going to take a little tangent, but I cannot believe that we have to wait until 2022 for the Doctor Strange.
I know.
It just feels like, and who knows, maybe Disney Plus has even more in store that's going to build. But I mean, come on, have we not built up enough to move into Doctor Strange yet?
Yeah, I know. I know.
There's got to be some more coming for, from, oh my gosh, next week, next 2
Okay,
weeks.
Leslie wrote down her idea.
Oh.
So she said, okay, so they're in the quantum realm during Loki. They use the phrase time works differently here. And the wife also said that about her time spent in the quantum realm.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
So, the end game opened this, this door.
Oh, I know. Okay, I didn't know what she was talking about. Now I know what she's talking about. Okay. So then also at one point when they show Paul Rudd going into the realm, there's a weird bubble city shown in a glimpse. Like she's talking about when he goes into that to go rescue his mom. His mom.
Right.
And they say
no, I'm sorry. It's not his mom. That would be
not?
No,
it's
that's
her
Pim.
mom.
That's Pim's wife. And
it's
the
girl's
girl.
mom.
Yeah, it's Hope's mom.
Yeah.
Right. I was confused for a second.
Yeah, so time works differently there, and time works differently at the TVA.
Yeah, the TVA, right? Well, because time like stops in the quantum realm.
Like it's almost like it doesn't exist. It's just you're frozen.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it's like at the TVA. Like nothing's happening. So how long then has Owen? How long has his character been in there? Forever? And does he age? Like, was he a kid? Did he just show up that age and start working? How did all of that come about? I'd like to know.
Well, I mean, they're sitting at lunch and they're kind of talking about that. They're like, he's kind of going on this like creation story, right? And he's like, the timekeepers have created the TVA in this realm, right? And Loki's like, well, that's stupid. And then he turns to Loki and he's like, well, how did you come to be? You were born of a frost giant and raised by, an Asgardian. It's like, oh, okay. Well, I guess that sounds just about crazy. So,
Yeah.
I was going back to here for a moment. I totally agree with you. Doctor Strange is definitely becoming one of my favorite Marvel characters, and we haven't seen him in a while. But I'm thinking that he's going to be pretty significant. All right, Leslie.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Oh my God! Yay!
Great. Oh.
Well, I'm excited to go see the Doctor Strange area. What was that like in Avengers Campus, the Doctor Strange area?
They didn't play the show when I was there, but I've seen the show online, and it's pretty cool. It's like a magic show of some sort.
Yeah.
I think it's really. I mean, the area is beautiful where they have that, and I definitely want the next time I go, and when you go, you should go at night because I think that's when they do the show.
Okay.
And I think that they're filling that area now quite a bit. Whereas before, I think they only put 7 people or 7 groups in the whole thing. Now it's pretty full.
Yeah.
So you have a better chance of getting in.
Yeah, looking forward to that for sure.
Yeah.
So those little time bombs then at the end.
Well, let's talk about that time bomb. So when there's a variance in the timeline,
Mhm.
right? They go in, they figure it out, and then they set these deleters, right?
Mhm.
Which delete the general area of any evidence of a variance.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm
Deletes
understanding?
the offshoot. It deletes the offshoot, the variance.
Right.
Totally. So that line just keeps going. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
deleting anything that was not supposed to be during that time period. Right.
Mhm.
So everything outside the tent, for instance, um, in the medieval dress place,
The party.
the party,
The Renaissance fair.
all of that stays because everybody outside doesn't know what's going on in that tent, right? Which
Yeah.
I'm kind of confused because they walk right through and nobody's like, "Hey, who are y'all?" Now variances in that timeline. I'm just throwing that out there, but
Unless it was supposed to happen. Because anything that's supposed to happen is fine, doesn't get deleted, even if it goes against the timeline. But nobody knows what's supposed to happen, what's not supposed to happen.
only the
Mhm.
timekeepers. Here for a moment says some deep thoughts going on for sure with this series.
Yeah.
It's going deep, y'all.
Mhm.
It's going deep.
Yeah.
So those little things,
Yeah.
it sets up in the Walmart or wherever they're at.
The store, yep.
I don't understand what happened there. I don't know what they all like disappear. I don't understand why he did that and set it up in a circle, or she did that.
Yes.
Lady Loki.
Lady Loki.
Mm-hmm.
Why she set off all those bombs to destroy the timeline, the sacred timeline. That's why at the end they're like, all of a sudden everything is branching off.
Right.
Yeah.
But what are those actually doing? Because if those are deleting variances, so what are they when she drops them through? Because all those little where they're dropping through, she's collecting those timings, right, to be able to go in between timelines.
Oh, I don't think that she's trying to delete variants. I think she's trying to destroy the timeline.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Is she
yeah.
dropping those bombs into another timeline?
Yeah, so she's creating nexus events all over the place.
So when those things drop into another timeline, it deletes. And so different things are getting deleted where they shouldn't be,
Right.
creating offshoots of the timeline.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
All right.
that makes sense.
Nurke Hape is in the house. Welcome, Sula Nurke Hape. Told you I'd say it twice. There it is. Yeah.
We're going to find out where they went in the next episode, it says.
I would hope so. I would definitely hope so. You know, I was really excited that we got the variants of Loki so soon.
Mhm.
Have to. There's only 6
Right.
more episodes.
But I mean, we went right into episode 2. We heard rumor that there's going to be a kid, there's going to be a woman, and there's going to be something else. Right? Isn't there 3?
Yeah, like a child and an old man.
And the
An
old
old
man,
man.
that's right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we hit the first one. We got a woman. The woman Loki.
Setting up for the multiverse. Yeah, that's what our kept saying the whole time.
Right.
So, which I have a hard time understanding that too, but
Well, I mean, it definitely makes it. I don't know.
it's interesting. So, here's my other question then that I think I asked. So, Lady Loki shows up, and she already knows about him. No, she doesn't, because she says, "So you're who they sent." So she doesn't know. She knew someone was coming for her, but she didn't know who. So then he shows up. So this is how I'm seeing this. She's always been, like, since she was born. Like, she was born as Loki on another timeline,
Mhm.
and taken and raised on Asgard but she was a little girl. Right? That's what's happening here. It's like an alternate reality.
That was my kind of understanding of
Like
it.
she didn't turn into
Huh.
Lady Loki. Like it
No.
wasn't Loki turning into her. She's always been since she was born. And it was an alternate timeline where she's being raised and Loki is a woman in
Hmm.
the timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand the kid and the old man though, because the kid could eventually become Loki that we know. And the old man could have been the Loki that we know.
Yeah.
Deep, y'all. Dad Bills is in the house. Watch what you say. Welcome. Welcome in, Dad Bills. So glad to have you here. So, let's see. Cruz, what do you got there? I like the detective Loki, the trickster getting
The trickster getting tricked.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't got there yet.
Can't help himself, just jumped in right after her. So
Uh-huh.
he doesn't even know where she's going. Or does he? Because he knows because that's where he would go. Did y'all notice Loki looking up during the storm? Perhaps that was a tribute to Thor. I did, and I thought, I wonder if he thinks Thor is coming when all that lightning is happening. Does he think, oh gosh, or is Thor, or does he think that Thor's gone?
That's a good question.
I'm gonna let y'all hash that out for just a second.
So,
Yeah.
Selena said, does that mean that it was Queen Odin instead of King Odin? Probably not. I don't think so. I think King Odin just adopted a girl who was Loki. Because if you adopt Loki, doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl.
I mean, I can see it either way. I mean, maybe it's a woman-dominated Asgard. It'd be a totally different timeline. Could be.
True. Maybe Frigga is the all mother.
So here's what it confused was the fact that I thought they were looking for frost giant Loki.
Oh, right.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of mentioned, or there was some sort of rabbit trail that they were going to take us down. It came from a conversation with the judge and Mobius, right?
I don't remember.
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, it was mentioned somewhere. I'm trying to remember now too. I only watched it once, so
Apparently watching it more doesn't help, so
Right?
this is good.
Hey, just taking a second real quick. If you're wondering what's going on here in the background and you just made it in, we're on the road. And so in a hotel, we had to improvise, adapt, and overcome tonight because we're in a hotel. And,
Studio H.
Is this Studio H?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're improvising, but we're so glad you're here. If you haven't smashed the thumbs up button, go ahead and do that. Share this out with your friends. We want to bring as many people in here to talk about Loki because I got questions, y'all. Questions.
It's confusing. We're gonna stick to our hour today though, so we have about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Here's a question I have for y'all: is it how do they figure out? This is where I said that I wasn't like. I guess I was confused. I had more questions, but how did they land on Alabama?
Why did they choose Alabama?
Yeah.
Okay, so the whole part about the apocalypse, how
Right.
the variants can hide in an apocalypse because it does not detect them, and that's why he took them to Pompeii to show that the apocalypse was happening and not registering Loki in in the uh, um, in the thing. So Alabama, I guess, was having some kind of apocalyptic event where a lot of people were going to die, and that's why they had those FEMA people or whoever they were working and saying that a lot of people are going to pass away, and so they chose Alabama just because it's an apocalyptic event.
Well,
And-
so, go ahead.
well, So they were looking for an apocalyptic event that cross-matched with when that candy was around that the little girl had in the church.
Yes.
And so that storm in Alabama, the hurricane or whatever it was, they also had that gum or candy or whatever. So that's why they went there specifically.
That's right. Okay. I think
So now we're gonna have to figure out. Somehow they've got to be able to get out of the storm, right? The time people.
Well, yeah, Mobius is there, and the other guard is there.
And if did she take all of the time things, or do they still have time things so they can get out?
They would, yeah. Would they have theirs? I don't know.
I feel like they would still have their own that they brought with them to get back. But do they have time to use it before that chain reaction goes off?
Right.
Right.
I'm sure that it will. I can't imagine that
They
Mobius is going to die.
They don't
in
have
this
to
moment.
erase the variants because destruction is going to happen anyway.
Right.
So all they got to do is they got to step through their own doors and get back into, the TVA.
Right.
A couple of folks are in the house. Welcome in. Good to see ya. Hopefully, going to see you here next week.
We might just miss them because I don't know if they've announced.
All right. All right. But yeah, hopefully. Yeah. So they okay. That's the gum was the cross reference to the time period of that event, and that's fine. Okay. All right. I'm good. I sealed that.
So can we go back to Loki crying? Like he's sitting there at his desk. Hasn't that already happened? I mean,
No.
we watched it happen.
It has happened with our time period, but it happened after New York.
And New York hasn't happened yet?
New York did happen. That's why he's in custody.
This is in the middle of New York.
Yeah, it's like right after the whole Battle of New York.
Right.
Okay,
so this is right after the very first Avengers movie.
So we know that Asgard gets
Right.
blown up or taken over, and
Mm-hmm.
he didn't know. So he's reading this for the first time.
Mm-hmm. Well, so there's two different movies there. So the first one, or the second
He does
is where
push.
his mom dies, right? Because
Yeah.
he's allowed these villains into Asgard, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of them ends up killing his mother.
So is that the first time that he knew that's what happened to his mom?
Yes.
So that was the first time he was like, "Oh, I'm responsible for that."
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we all know that he did care about his mom,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because he had some emotions before. So he's finding that out. Then does he say something like, "I could push Thor off a bridge"? Didn't he do that? Not Thor.
Hulk.
Hulk.
He pushes Hulk off the bridge in that movie, right?
No.
Yeah, in Ragnarok.
He
Yeah.
doesn't?
No. Hulk goes after
The wolf thing or
the
whatever.
wolf thing.
Yeah, he jumps off.
He jumps off
To fight the wolf. Yeah.
You're right, but what he's saying is that he could go in and do that because that was a moment of
a very
right.
catastrophe or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Apocalypse.
Right.
Got it. Oh my gosh. This is hard. This
I know,
one's
it's-
really hard to keep straight, especially if you don't know exactly when it's going on. And
Y'all, it's about to get harder, I think, because we're just jumping back and forth in timelines right now, but if you saw the end, you saw that timeline is fractured. Like it looks like varicose veins up in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. You don't have any.
I have some of them. Some.
Um,
I saw there's a treatment they could put a little needle in there and then it makes them go away. I thought about doing that.
okay, so back to Loki. Oh, so
I need a chart. I need a chart on the wall. If we're gonna do this right, I need a chart on the wall with all of the movies that I've already seen and a timeline. So then, when these little shows happen, we can pinpoint on the timeline when it's occurring. Because I think that's important to know.
This is the first like confusing ones because the other ones were kind of in order after the movie. This is jumping into the middle.
Mhm.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, you already don't like episodes that do the whole back and forth thing.
I cannot.
So,
When I'm watching like one of my dramas at night that I like to watch, like what do I watch? Scandal used to do that. It drove me nuts. Grey's Anatomy does it. Where you're watching and all of a sudden they flip back to and they do a whole episode on in rewind. I do not like that. I get really upset. I feel like it's a waste of my hour. So this is
Right.
hard for me to follow. It's hard for me to follow because I get irritated.
so to answer the question, Ragnarok has not happened yet.
Which one is Ragnarok?
Ragnarok is the one where the sister comes in.
Okay.
And that's the destruction. So,
Okay.
um,
That hasn't happened yet.
that
And now
did
he
not
knows
happen.
it's going to happen.
Right.
So then does that mean every Loki after him knows too?
You know, I think the reason why you're confused is because they were doing research on the destruction of Asgard, because the time variance authority does not exist in time. So they could be a million years forward and a million years backward. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like there's just not. So in that realm, 2012 doesn't necessarily exist because, you know, all these events that they go to 1985, 2050, whatever, it's all just another day to them.
So are there more than one time variance places? Because there should be a lot more files than that. There should be a lot more. There should have been a file on the Lady Loki. There should have been a file. I mean, should have a lot more files than what he was given. With his name.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the paperwork of the day.
you didn't get a copy of that?
Yeah, I didn't get. I
Well-
wish I could get a copy.
I mean, the idea here is it is a variance.
Mhm.
Like it's kind of like you know, if you're writing computer code, right?
Hmm.
It was supposed to be a 1, but it was a 0. So it might change the program might still work, but it changes it just a little bit, not the way it was intended.
So Lady Loki's a variance that they didn't catch when she was first born, Lady Loki. And here, that's something like if she's a variance, she's old now.
Yeah.
She's
That's
had a-
something that was I think even I don't quite understand why all of these variant Lokis that are running around look different and have different power sets. That's the only part that I'm confused about myself.
Yeah.
But I guess I mean, you know, 4 more episodes, maybe we'll find out.
I don't know how they're going to wrap this up in 4 episodes.
I know. Doesn't it
Well,
seem like it seems like how do they do these shows in such a short period of time? So I don't know.
And this one especially, I feel like the other ones, like you always at least had a grasp on something. I feel like during Loki, it's just like, no, we have no idea. Like,
Right?
Yeah.
it's just all chaos.
I mean, I've got some theories. And I might throw them out there, but you know, WandaVision, we knew the end game Scarlet Witch. You know,
Mhm.
Yeah.
in Falcon and Winter Soldier, we knew the end game becomes
Captain America.
Cap, and we knew that, you know, somehow U.S. agent was coming out of that, you know, and turning somewhat good. I mean, there were certain things, but this one, I'm just not sure. But I do have a theory.
Well, let's hear it. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Here's my theory: is Loki is bad, and Loki is always bad. As much as I want Loki to be good, I think Loki's bad. So I think him being in the TVA is what starts this. I think that somehow, because we've got the multiverse. We know multiverse is coming out in Doctor Strange. We know, multiverse, Spider-Man multiverse was huge and everybody loved it. We know it's coming, right? But the fact that they took him out of that, whatever day that was, 90, whenever Avengers happened, whenever they took him out of that, or he left that, right, to go escape, right? And then they caught him. They brought him in, and he's found this like ultimate power. And so he's now created these variances of himself. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know.
Like
What do y'all think?
There weren't variances before Loki found out about the timekeepers.
Right.
But once he found out about it, he's been causing the shift there forever. And now just this set of people are coming to get him to try to help them.
Possible. But, well, I mean.
Yeah, that's interesting. I kind of like that.
Well, I mean, because, he's now moved. So when we get to the end of the episode, we see him following in the female Loki, right? Door. So, he goes as if he's curious.
Or he already knows.
Of what's going on. I think that he's learning as we go on. I think he's learning about this time variance. I think that he's learning about the ins and outs of it. And this is why they haven't been able to catch the variances.
Yeah.
Because he knew, right? I mean, him and Mobius sitting there in that library and learning about the apocalyptic events, he learned, hey, variances can live in those apocalyptic events because nothing you do changes the outcome.
Right.
I don't think he's all bad. It wasn't Walt Disney that said that. Okay, so they in the show they say something like all the bad have some good in them, all the good have some bad in them. Like they say some version of that. I can't remember exactly what they said. I go, oh my gosh, we were just talking about that. And it wasn't Disney, it was one of the Imagineers who was in charge of the original attractions at Disneyland.
Oh, okay.
And he wanted to tell the stories of the villains and the heroes because he was saying that not all villains, all villains have some good in them. And all heroes have mostly and have some bad in them. But there was like a most in there. So I'm going to have to go back and look for that because it was an interesting sentiment. That why is it that we see the good in some people in the focus on the bad in others when really it's like we choose what bad to see versus what goods to see.
Yeah.
So if you were looking for a certain bad and somebody was doing that or had that bad in their life, then you're categorizing them as evil. But if you're looking for a certain good and you see that in someone, you categorize them as good, even though they might have all these other evils that you're just looking for.
Yeah.
That's pretty deep.
That was.
That's
I had to get that out.
Yo, Zoel's World is in the house. What's up?
Jean Claire. Oh my gosh, you guys have to on the 4th of
Jean Claire.
July. Everyone needs to go check out a swap that we're in together. I don't know who has who, but check them all out.
Yeah.
That was really deep. I need to write that down because I really feel like
I feel like
there's some like
only
ethics or something coming out there.
if only we would have recorded it.
Oh yeah, this is recorded.
Oh,
all right,
my
let's
goodness.
do closing thoughts.
All right, so let's go back to what Disney Dynamics said. What are your guesses for episode 3?
Place your bets.
Place your bets. So where do we think episode 3 is going?
I can't even fathom it. I mean, I can't even guess. But although your theory, Rob, is uh, got me kind of thinking about this whole thing, and I don't know. Maybe he does. I mean, maybe when he steps through that thing, he's like creating this whole event that's happening, and that he's been the puppet master all along. So, because in the time variance authority, time doesn't exist, so he could learn as much as he wanted to.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Leslie, what do you think? You still
I literally, I have no idea. Like
I know.
where did they go? Like I have so many questions at the end of episode 2 that I can't even guess what the answers could be in episode 3. Like I just hope we figure out where they go. And I assume we're going to learn something about the connection between the two of them, or why they're. I'm kind of wondering if he's going to try to like overthrow her though, because she is like giving him a run for his money and kind of like maybe a step ahead of him, and doesn't like that. So I think that maybe it's going to be a like competition more than.
He doesn't like the fact that she's been labeled a superior him.
Yeah.
And so, he's going to do everything in his power to take her down.
Yeah.
Exactly.
right?
Well, I am kind of stuck on the agent that said I told them everything. I told them how to get to the timekeepers. Like I'm kind of stuck on that. They're going to find she has told Lady Loki something about how to find these timekeepers.
Yeah.
So whatever that has been done at the end of episode 2, I think is to find them. However, she tells Lady Loki tells Loki that's not her end goal.
Right.
She tells him that, and I don't know why she would tell him that unless you're, unless she's doing what he normally does.
Right.
Yeah.
Throw him off the scent. So I have no idea either. I'm looking forward to seeing where they just disappeared to. For sure.
All right, I'm gonna play my bet here. You dynamics. I'm gonna go crazy right now. All right. I think we're gonna have a restart. I think we're gonna end up meeting either child Loki or old man Loki in this one, and it's gonna be like a restart of episode 2, and we're gonna see a different version of that storyline. I don't know.
Oh.
I'm just throwing it out there because it's totally different. And if y'all, somebody's got to be right. Maybe. I don't know.
Or the writers watch our show and then they totally rearrange what they were going to do.
They refill Tuesday night. No, definitely. I think this show is a thinker. It's not cut and dry. I don't know. I mean, Loki is Loki, so it's not the ending of Loki is what? What is his ultimate?
I mean, the God of Mischief is always the God of Mischief.
Right.
You can't change that.
Right.
He's not going to all of a sudden become the God of Mischief.
Right.
So at least we have that consistency.
The mischief is going to happen. Now, we're at 1 hour. So, but I do have a question. Who, if anybody, do you think is going to make any cameos? I know we asked this question last week. I refuse to answer it because I've been wrong for 2 shows.
I mean, the only one that makes sense. Okay, no, there are 2 or 3 people that make sense to me. Doctor Strange because of the multiverse, or Ant-Man and the Wasp because of the quantumverse.
Yep.
So they could make cameos. I think that would be incredible if they did.
Yeah.
I have no idea if they, because Doctor Strange was supposed to have a cameo in WandaVision, but they
Right.
cut it out.
They cut it out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, who's your person? Are you gonna say this time?
You know, I don't want to say it out loud because I really want to see it. And we talked about it a little bit last week. I'm hoping Thor comes in.
Oh.
I'm hoping Thor shows up.
Oh yeah,
It seems
Thor
to
could
be
also
always the
Cleaning up after.
cleaning up after Loki.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's the one that can kind of
Yeah, it's hard for me to
reason with him.
to fathom a story about Loki without Thor.
Mhm.
So where
So
is Thor right now?
Right. Well, it's kind of like every other Marvel movie. Why don't they just show up when things are going wrong? I mean,
No, but we know where he is, right? I mean, where is he in the timeline? Like in our timeline, this is what he's doing right now.
I think he's with the Guardians.
No, he wouldn't be with the Guardians yet.
No.
Huh?
Wouldn't he be? Isn't there technically? Wouldn't he have been in New York, like when Loki took the Tesseract?
Oh, you mean in 2012? I thought you meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he leaves. He leaves New York after that, doesn't he?
Yeah, he leaves New York to bring Loki to Asgard.
So he would still be.
But doesn't Loki disappear right before they take him? Like
Yeah.
they're in the process of taking him.
Yeah, so that's why
Thor's looking for him then, but won't be able to
He's
find
gotta
him
be.
because he's not in the timeline.
Yeah, he's got to be looking for him.
So I guess then Thor probably isn't a likely one. The ones that would be likely to find or come into this series then would be Ant-Man, Wasp,
Mm-hmm.
Or the mom. She's
Or the
still
mom.
alive, right?
yeah, possibly. Huh?
I don't know who the Iron Hamster is.
Yeah.
Chris.
Oh.
Thor is looking for himself. Oh, no, that's not what she said. Never mind.
Yeah. Oh, he's looking for him.
Yeah.
Yep, I think
All
we're
right.
spot on
Well,
there.
we'll have to see. We only
So-
have how many days until it's on?
Tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you mean tonight at midnight?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We might have to stay up.
I know. I'm debating whether to stay up or not. I probably will.
Well, we're gonna on. Hey, before I tell you what we're doing tomorrow, what do y'all got coming up on your channels, Leslie?
So I should have some Mickey Loot coming soon. I'm in a really fun early July swap, should be coming soon. And I'm going to be working with some small shops. So I'm going to be announcing those and sharing some products.
Fun.
Awesome, Lauren. What do you got going?
Tomorrow I have I'm doing a live show on a collab that I've been involved in, the Great Movie Marathon, and it's a tribute to the Great Movie Ride. It's been such a fun collaboration, so that I've got that going on tomorrow, and then Thursday I upload my or I have scheduled my Disneyland DCA non-Avengers campus stuff.
Oh.
Okay.
So yeah,
Wonderful.
Awesome. Yeah. What time is your live tomorrow? Just,
tomorrow is 5 p.m. Disneyland time, 8 p.m. Walt Disney World time.
Perfect.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, then I'll tell you what we're doing on our channel. So tomorrow, probably around lunchtime, give or take an hour or two, depending on which coast you're on. We're going to be in Tombstone, Arizona. So we're gonna go follow the footsteps of Wyatt Earp and Doc
Nice.
Holiday.
Hollywood. Holiday.
Um,
And maybe if they'll let us, we're going to go to the birdcage and see if
Bird.
we can do some ghost hunting.
so
If they'll let us. We might have to get off camera, but we're going to ask.
yeah. So for those of you that are still here, and if you haven't hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and click the bell, because at some point. We don't know. Like I said, it's going to be in between 11 o'clock Pacific and 3 o'clock Eastern, somewhere in between.
All right.
But we're going to be in Tombstone, so we're going to walk up and down and take you to Tombstone with us tomorrow as we go. And then later on this week, we're going to be walking through Palm Springs, California, and we'll take you on some adventures there. I don't know if we'll be live or if we'll be dropping videos, but stay tuned for that. We'll have Saturday, which, honey, what is this weekend?
Our 1-year anniversary of our Saturday live shows.
Oh, yay.
Out today.
So we just did episode 50 last Saturday, and I got to thinking, I was like, I think we missed a couple Saturdays. We got to be really close, right around there. Maybe even we missed it. Our very first live show. Our very first live show ever, when I told Melanie, hey, you want to go live? And she goes, not really, was June 27th of 2020.
And now he can't shut me up.
I remember that first one. So, hey, Pete McDivitt's in the house. What's up?
Hey,
Good to see you. So, yeah, we're going to be doing something on Saturday, probably mimosas by the pool in Palm Springs. But we're going to celebrate.
And then Tuesday.
Oh, and then we're going to go for Tuesday. So, and then we're going to celebrate Tuesday, going into Disneyland, and hopefully getting to get on some web slingers.
Yeah.
Over in DCA, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
that's the plan.
yeah, so we've got some exciting things going on. We're doing a little bit of traveling, and yep, that's it.
That's it. 4th of July swap. There's a premiere set already, so it's going to be. I can't wait to see everyone else's videos. So set a reminder for that.
Yep, for sure.
And that's
For
it.
sure.
Exciting.
Hey, go check out Leslie's channel. Go check out Lauren's channel. Thank you, Disney Dynamics, in the chat. Go check out the channel as well. And we will see you tomorrow at 2.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? I'll just leave us all in here, and we'll just take us out right here just like this. So appreciate you being here on Disney Connections, where we're going to talk about all things Disney.
Bye.
Bye.